Boo.
Ah,
Jump scare, 2,000,000 years.
2
Oh, hey,
million years jump
awesome little
scare.
thing awesome little thing popped up on my thing.
Oh?
1 second. There you go.
Yay! Jesus, it's been 11 months. When did that happen?
Well, please remember, I subscribed to you for September after you adjusted affiliate.
Ah, that's right.
I have the discounted rate. I cannot ever cancel this.
Don't forget, you're here forever. Also, I get to use my hands
God,
today.
I need you need to commission more art of your character just so I can make that edit.
Yeah, I do. Anyway, the reason this says this way up is because the setup is very scuffed. I am sitting on this side of the table, but the only way I could get my camera to be vaguely not a square is to have it set up this way.
Hello.
So,
Hi.
Yeah.
hi, Katie.
It's Katie. Katie, remember to just so everyone knows, remember to load up the Twitch stream. That way Josh gets view.
Yay! Hold on, let me
Well, hell
grab
yeah.
my reference image. Horrible, horrible rabbit.
They're doing unspeakable things to that bunny.
They've done so many unspeakable things to this poor bunny.
You think death would save him? It really didn't. It made it worse.
No. Also, I don't know if this Sculpey is still good. We're gonna find out. It's like 3-4 years old.
Oh, I hope so. Oh.
It's fine. Okay, so I have made plushies before. I've never made an art doll before, so I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do my best. So what have you guys been up to?
Not much.
I am trying to draw. I forgot how to draw.
Oh no.
New and fancy problem for me.
New and interesting problem
I took
for
too long
Corinne.
of a break.
Aw.
I've been trying to make a joke about how like, oh, dog boy like in the flesh, and like my only thought is fucking his fucking persona suit. And I hate that. I hate that.
Flesh suit.
Why? What's wrong? Haha.
Oh,
Multiple things.
these clippers don't work very well.
It's just a whole movie, haha.
Haha.
Oh yeah,
I
I
was
got.
gonna say like worst. Oh yeah.
Oh no, you go.
I was gonna suggest like, oh yeah, if it like gives you problems, like the whole, I believe it's like a pinch and twist motion with your wrist, helps loosen it a little bit more.
Okay.
Like
That's
with the tool.
a smart idea.
Also, good news. I got the grip for my Switch in, so now I can play Splatoon without hurting my wrist as much.
Yay.
Yeah.
I say as much because if I still hold it at like an awkward angle, obviously it still hurts a bit, but I can better make sure I have the console like, for like actually able to see it, while also still, not having to basically have my wrists be pointing up the entire time I'm playing the game.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I always forget you have like the Switch Lite.
Switch Lite, yeah, well, because I like having this, I mean, even if I had a normal Switch, most of the time I would play Splatoon would probably still be in handheld mode.
Yeah.
But I got the, it's the Skull & Co. grips, because it's basically just one of the, like, clear cases, but it has little, like, handles you can put on it. And so it's nice, because now I also have a place I can rest my, my other fingers on, so it also doesn't feel as cramped.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to turn on the music. That's why it's so quiet.
Ah, you know? You know, I've been wanting to get into making, like, art doll kind of stuff, but I just... if only materials didn't cost money.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I didn't buy the Sculpey today, but everything else I bought today, and it was like $45.
Mm-hmm.
Casual reminder to people: if you're unsure about a kind of like art thing you want to do, you just want to get a feel for it. Dollar stores have more supplies than you think they would.
That's true.
It's just a casual reminder.
I normally would have absolutely went and used the dollar store, but I checked the dollar store, and unfortunately, they didn't have any wire, and I figured, well, I'm going to go to the art store anyway. I might as well get fabric there, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that's prime example. Like, you didn't have it at the dollar store, so you went for the next best thing, which is, like, totally fine. Why'd I say it like that? My voice cracked. I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing for your voice cracking? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
When my voice cracks, it sounds like I have a totally different tone, and I'm like, that's not correct.
That, you know what? That's fair. That's yeah.
Fair.
It's the assurance of, oh fuck,
I
I
just-
sounded off.
I just like to get your ass for when you apologize for just doing normal things.
I'm gonna grab you by your tail.
No.
That's not allowed.
Hurting her.
I think there's, like, enough goo there that while she would feel it, I don't think I could hurt her by grabbing her tail.
Do you want to find out?
It
Well,
hurt
I'm
me,
not talking about, like, grabbing...
Yeah, acting like she doesn't have... There's nerve endings in there. She'd feel it.
The pull of gravity?
I don't...
Have you forgotten?
Fair enough.
Have you forgotten about the pull of gravity?
Sometimes you just see a big tail and you're like, I'm gonna grab this. Obviously, I would ask for consent, but you know.
You know. You
I
know
would
how
not
it is
just
with
grab
big
a
fluffy
woman's
tails.
tail. I joke about it because, like, you know, haha, funny. Like, at least in the second, you know. I would not actually grab her tail without consent. That thing makes up like 40% of her body.
You would know because you drew it.
I know. Well, it was just like, okay, her tail is like such like a huge, cause like Katie had sent me the file she used to model out her model. Like, she literally sent me the model.
Oh yeah, no, her tail is fucking
and I was
big.
like,
Yeah,
it's really fucking big. That puffball bigger than her entire head.
Oh. It's not supposed to do that.
If
But
oh, little twist.
a little more twist. It's fine. I'm gonna put some clay there to stiffen it up.
Yeah, just like at the joints so they don't move as much.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know how the bit redeems work, but I did try to use it.
Oh, on-screen
they're only
celebration
visible on-
with the little baby man.
I didn't see that because of what I used to watch Twitch streams, but did y'all see that?
I'm
No,
not
I
looking at the
wasn't-
Twitch
I-
stream.
Yeah, it would be only visible.
Well, that's why I was asking. Because I know Gordon's all
Oh,
watching the Twitch stream.
I had it open, but I wasn't looking. I was looking at Discord.
Okay, hang on. Look at the screen.
You're gonna.
I am.
You're gonna throw more pennies at me! Yay! Yay!
Yay!
Oh, there he is! He's going up the screen!
Wow! He's floating into the air
Good place
like
for him
little
to be.
balloons.
Awesome. Good to
Okay,
know.
I'm unlucky then because I saw nothing.
Aw.
Oh,
What
okay.
the fuck? Do I just have a setting to? Fuck you.
I
Oh.
assume you saw that.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
That's why I said
Well, no-
fuck you.
No Dreamcast for you then.
No
Hang on.
Dreamcast for Gordon.
Oh wait, no, there he is. Never mind. It showed that one.
Yay!
Never mind, it worked.
Yay! Also, it appears the Sculpey is still good, at least for the sculpting part, so that's good.
Hell yeah.
Oh god, you can. That that train
Crunchy!
is fucking artifacted to hell.
It's my
Oh yeah, it's always
favorite.
looked like this.
Yeah, I've got the
Oh.
normal, then I've got the crunch.
Nice. I've been told to sit up, so I shall do so.
Cause like I know how you're leaning over the table. I can feel it.
You can feel it.
This is me reminding you to de-shrimp, like at least every 20 minutes or so.
To not be shrimp.
Do not become shrimp. It's
That way,
illegal.
do not become shrimp. I did that once. It kind of fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Shout out to when I first started streaming, and I was like, oh, I don't need to like, I want to play a game on my computer, but I can only stream in my bedroom. So I would like set up my computer right next to my bed, and I would, it would like, you know, the usual crisscross applesauce kind of sit, or like
Mhm.
you're sort
Yeah.
of leaning forward. The angle my computer is at, and because this was before I bought my big keyboard, so I could actually like sit up straight. My knees were touching my shoulders when I streamed.
Oh, jeez.
It was not good.
No.
That's why I had. That's why every stream I did was like less than 2 hours, because my back would like fucking creep.
Scary.
Terrifying. Foil.
Oil.
Aluminum.
That's what Goopy says.
Aluminium.
That is what Goopy says. So you use foil so that you don't have to use so much clay, and it doesn't take 12 hours to bake.
Yeah.
Blake,
Yeah, because tinfoil doesn't like get any kind of effect. Like, there's no negative effect to putting tinfoil in the oven.
Yeah, it's
So-
made
and,
made
like,
for
yeah,
that.
It's a great. Exactly, and it's a great bulking agent. Like, casual reminder to anyone who ever does any kind of clay work, please use tinfoil.
Please.
Cause, there's like this one, there's this one channel I watch, which is very silly because this lady's like art and like the stuff she makes. While I'm not while it's not outside of the things I enjoy, it's like not really an aesthetic that anyone would see me interacting with. She once was like, hey, I'm gonna make little creatures out of like air dry clay, and she hadn't worked with air dry clay in like several years, and it was only little things. So she made like this big ass like 4-inch like blob, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I've been checking on it every day. It's taken 3 days to dry. Why did it take 3 days to dry? And I'm like, ma'am, you didn't use any kind of bulking agent in that. It was solid clay that you just
Don't
put
use
on a
solid
shelf.
clay.
It will never dry.
Literally never.
It's like working with resin. Just be careful, kind of thing.
I'm seeing the error of my ways.
like
I
the
don't think I did
brain.
this in the correct order.
I was also gonna suggest, like, you might want to use a smaller amount or something until you can, like, bulk out the body. But I say that simply because I'm someone who makes the heads too fucking big. And then I make the body and I'm like, crap.
That's why I made the body first. It's a little bit terrifying to have shuffled the Shipwrecked 64 OST and suddenly Duck and Cover is on.
Oh, also we can't hear the
Oh.
music.
Oh no, you can't hear the music!
No, we can't.
Yeah, no.
How do I fix that?
So are you just using VLC to play your stuff, or?
Oh, I'm just straight on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean, if you're sharing us through the OBS feed, then I guess you would add it as a thing to Audio Monitor, but you'd then have to make sure you change your sound settings for Firefox or whatever your browser is, so it's on a different audio device so you don't hear it doubled.
Yeah, like
Either
what
that or
I
just
do-
give us either that or just give us your music, because honestly your stream kind of has better frame rate than the OBS.
That's fair.
Yeah, the actual Discord is kind of chunky, and for whatever reason, I think my computer is like doing its auto dim thing, but it's so weird. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
the
no,
Discord
I have
stream
that
is darker,
also.
But Twitch is bright.
No, Gordon, I was also getting that.
Okay, cool. Like like yeah, my Discord's dimmer. Oh, okay. That's scary. That's
Sorry,
scary.
sorry.
No. No, you did that.
no.
You jump scared me with Plaza. Like, what the fuck, man?
I'm so sorry. Also, here's the bunny.
My. Oh god, that's worse.
It's okay, I'm taking him to a different screen so you don't have to see him.
Okay.
It's our friend Blot.
Oh.
It's our friend Blot.
It's Rex.
Yeah.
That's my
Wow.
friend Rex in there.
Well, it's Rex question mark.
Rex question mark.
Like Steve?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. I love this.
There we go. Nice and on there.
Oh yeah, I guess by now, yeah, all of the update music, all of the April Fool's update music got added to the OST playlist.
Yeah. I still haven't checked out any of that because I've been too scared to continue playing.
Yeah.
That's valid.
No, I very much can't wait till the next Frankenbug stream of Shipwrecked.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to do the April Fool stuff or if they're just going to go straight for...
They are.
Awesome.
I say they are because I know Puzz has done it. Has gone through all of that.
Good.
Because a bit ago they were asking on Twitter for help with getting Unreal Engine Unlocker working.
Ah.
Well, they kind of just needed it pointed out but because, like, you know, the stuff that requires needing the console.
Ah, yeah. Okay, so, this guy's just got human hands.
Which, yeah. God, it's also gonna be fun. Which now that means, oh fuck, that means Puzz has seen our good friend John Slender. Wait.
I don't have any of the spoilers
actually,
for that, actually.
Oh no, John Slender is an out-of-bounds secret shit. That is stupid.
It's a
Oh
bit.
gosh.
Yeah?
I can make Blot a million times worse for you because I'm looking at the model myself right now.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go as far as to say I think the hands are just his exposed rotting flesh. I don't think that's mascot fur.
Yeah,
Yep.
that is those are human hands. That's what I
So-
said.
Also,
Okay, cool.
something I need, Gordon, something I need to tell you that's very important. So whenever you see red on any of the starlings, that's not blood.
You could pull it. It's just paint thing.
No,
No,
it's worse.
it's worse. So you know the
Is
mold
it
from
just
Resident
fucking-
Evil 7 and 8?
I
What if it
am
was?
very
What if it
familiar with
looked
the
like
mold.
Flat? What if it looked like Flash?
Okay, genuinely, I love when people do fucked up things with like
Yeah.
mold and everything in games. It's I love
Yeah.
it.
Pretty much what the starlings are is basically Resident Evil molds. Um, what if Disney discovered the Resident Evil molds?
Someday they will. I can feel it.
Yeah.
The reason I said,
And they
"Oh God,
specific-
it's human hands," is because I don't know if am physically capable of making human hands in a 3D space.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you want to cheap out and give him just like mitts, I think everyone would forgive you.
Yeah,
Just give him kind of like mitten hands.
old school
So
video
another,
game hands.
well, okay, if it is specifically like human-looking flesh, then yeah, that's actual human flesh. But if
Yeah,
it is part
Josh
of
sent the file.
yeah, but if it is part of the mascot suit that looks like flesh, then that's
Yeah,
the
no,
mascot suit's
these
flesh.
are his actual
Okay?
human hands. I just saw
yeah,
in the 1996 song in the OST, it shows his hands very clearly.
Yeah, because fun fact, Gordon. Before before they put the bodies in the suits, with the Starling material, they specifically remove all of the skin from the body for better adhesion.
Oh,
God, that's fucked
for
up.
anyone looking at the model right now, I'm gonna make it 3 times worse. On his hand, like on his hands, like if you look at his wrists, well, firstly, his wrists are fully modeled,
Uh-huh.
because obviously, well, on one of the sleeves there is a hole, and yes, you can see his fully modeled wrist and arm. And you can even go into the model that way, and I will assure you, like, while there's nothing weird in it, it's very fucking scary to look through a sleeve on this damn thing. I don't like it.
Also, hey Gordon, have you noticed what's in his eye hole?
Oh yeah, no, that was the first thing I saw.
Yeah.
You noticed the teeth?
Oh, he saw
Yeah,
teeth.
I noticed the teeth.
It's, well, you see, it's whole, so that means that's where teeth goes.
Only one.
I love the Starling material. Well, I love the Starlings so much. Which, first of all, God, their actual, like, in-game models are so fucked. I love them.
Okay, he put like a green, he put like this black sheet shape behind the eyes to give them depth.
Yeah,
so
I
you can
forgot that the
see,
actual
like, the
models don't
sides
have.
of it.
So I forgot the models don't actually have any of the eyes that are on the actual Starlings.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, that's a
okay,
texture
that's
trick,
super easy.
actually.
Yeah, it is.
Hang on.
And yeah, it is just like a solid
Okay.
black mesh they put in there because the rim of the the fucking bridge of the nose is not connected to it, and you can see the teeth through the non-teeth eye. That's cool.
Yeah, the way Squeaks does
I'm
the
learning.
eyes in Shipwrecked is actually like really super cool. Because what he did is it's a separate texture that can like track you, and it helps with the way that the models pop in and out of existence. Because that way, even when it's a significantly lower poly model, it's still looking at you with the same eyes.
Oh, that's fucked.
Ain't it? still super not sure about these hands, but trust the process, I guess.
Oh, this song.
Man. This game. It's just a good game. Oh, also while I was looking for pictures for reference for Blot before I found this model rip. Did you know that there's like other starlings on the wiki?
Oh, so you've discovered some of the which I will say, any of the stuff that is specifically like from Broadside Beach specifically is stuff that is like possibly outdated, so don't take it like to heart. But...
Oh yeah, no, like that's probably not still canon. It's probably from like the first iteration. That doesn't make it less terrifying, though.
Now, there being multiple generations from it, I think that's something that's still canon, because that's stuff that has specifically to do with the fact that these were the ones that were created for the park specific, like, created when they were making them for the park. But yeah. I desperately wish there was a better wiki. Other than the Broadside Beach fandom wiki. I don't like that wiki.
I don't like fandom wiki in general, but it's not the greatest.
Is it bad from like that standard?
No, it's kind of just, it's
Fandom
too much of a...
Yeah, okay.
So my main issues is that it's too much of a, here is a quick summary shit rather than an archive. Which this game doesn't really have. And that's kind of my issue, is that it doesn't really, there's not really a good archive of everything yet.
Yeah, no, any wiki, like, hey, wiki writers,
and also,
remember...
it doesn't have entirely separate sections for here is just Shipwrecked stuff and here's Broadside Beach stuff. They kind of combine all of that stuff into one article with just multiple sections on the article, which is kind of frustrating because then it means also
it makes it very hard to know what's still canon and what was just proto stuff.
Yes, because Squeaks DeCorge has specifically said a lot of the stuff from Broadside Beach isn't canon anymore because generally they are because they specifically are like using basically the newer version of Shipwrecked, and anything made after it is specifically a remake slash like hard reboot of the series.
Yeah, which is good because like I know a lot of the stuff that I made when I was like 16 had very good bones, excellent bones. Would not still be going on the same canon if I remade it.
Like the fact that Branton died of a drug overdose isn't canon.
Oh, okay.
I don't think him dying of fentanyl is canon
especially
anymore.
Since he died in the 80s. If that part's still canon, at least. I don't know what it is about Blot specifically that has taken me by the neck and said, you will love this character, but it certainly has happened.
Well, sometimes you just see a fucking bunny and your brain's like, yeah, that one. That's how I am with, oh god, I always forget his fucking name. Help me out here. Other bunny.
Stumbler?
Stumbler?
Thank you. I knew it was Stumble something. I couldn't remember like what his name ended with, and I was sitting here like, oh god, it's been like a few months since I've interacted with Shipwrecked.
That is also me with Stumbler. He just doesn't look as fun to make a doll out of. Because he's just purple.
Hey God, Gordon, have you seen the Stumbler mascot costume design?
Oh please say. I know the one from like the video in game.
Yeah, but this is what it fully looks like, rendered out.
Oh. That makes sense. Kind of fucked that they were never like, oh, it's gonna give him arms, like when he's a full body thing.
Actually, something I just realized about this render. He doesn't have the green screen arms in this render.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
yeah, that's... Which means that this was most likely a walking around suit.
No.
Which is for the game, so that wouldn't make sense.
So this costume was created for the costume explicitly has green screen like suit arms. They are not on this render.
That render is therefore possibly a Starling version of him.
Yes. It's also fun because the actual real life origin of Stumbler not having arms is because originally Stumbler's model in original Shipwrecked was just an edit of Mips.
Which, again, like, I'm so glad I was able to catch, like, that thing reminds me of Mips. And be correct. And not just me be a silly, like, fucking Mips Kenny. Shout out to, Bark Skeletor Joel's, Super Mario 64 with a shotgun video. I specifically also kin that variant of Mips, because he really just shot him and watched that rabbit do, like, a fucking Pong maneuver down the hallway. Bunny gone forever.
Bunny gone forever.
Which I will recommend the Super Mario 64 with shotgun mod, because it is insanely funny.
Yeah, another really good Mario 64 ROM hack is the point and click ROM hack. Basically turns Mario 64 into RuneScape.
Oh, awesome.
Controls.
Oh, I didn't know that existed. That's
Yeah,
sick.
it's very neat. It's fun because it also specifically supports using it on real hardware with an N64 mouse.
Oh, yo. Awesome.
Shout out to any console mouse. Like, that is a dead and dying breed, but they're so cool.
I mean, they still exist, it's just called using your real mouse on your PS5.
Yeah,
But
that
that's
doesn't
not a
count.
Or
thrilling-
PS4.
Like, it's... I'm glad that
Okay,
it's
well,
much
I
more
guess to get
accessible,
a
like,
good reference image of
overall.
Blot, I'm gonna have to fucking make it myself by going back into the game's files to go grab the fucking FMVs.
Yeah. I was almost tempted to just scrub through the Frankenbugs VODs to look at Blot there, but thankfully this lovely individual called MG Rips with a Rambly avatar has uploaded it to Sketchfab.
Nice.
Yeah, my issue is I'm just trying to get a good image of, like, his, okay, I'm sending, this is the MP4, but it doesn't have audio. Audio, spoil, or designs.
Oh, I can't see the stream anymore, so please let me know if I am going out of frame.
Okay, I sent just the this is just the spotted MP4, so it doesn't have audio. But this gets you a good look at his face on the actual on like the actual like specifically costume model.
Thank you. Oh, you want to know a very fun fact about real-life starling birds that I learned shortly after getting into Shipwrecked?
Yeah.
They're one of those mimic birds.
They're also brood parasites.
Yeah, that part.
They are
I
specifically
know.
brood parasites within their own species.
Brood parasites are so fucking interesting. Imagine having like a baby and then suddenly going back to check on them and all of a sudden they have a sibling that you do not remember having that looks completely different, but you're like, this is still my son.
So they specifically only do brood parasites within their own species. But it's also not like a oh shit, you're not my egg, time to kick you out. Like, they don't do any of that shit, so... At least two other starlings do it, putting their eggs in. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, they're also, you know, birds that are specifically flocking birds. When I was looking up, searching just starling renders to try and find them, forgetting to put Shipwrecked in, I learned something. Hey, so there's a, there is also, like, a, apparently there's also a fucking, game engine / framework called Starling.
Oh, neat.
Oh.
Though, hang on, let me see, how old is this engine? Oh. Yay!
Yay. I like that this
I mean,
song
again, a
is
lot
just
of this
called
is like, I don't know
Starlings.
how I mean, obviously a lot of this is, I don't know how intentional it was, some of this is, but it's interesting to think about.
It's always fun when there's a happy accident.
It's a funny little coincidence. You're right.
Oh yeah, nope, from, initial release 2011. Okay.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so it's specifically a framework for making, like, Flash / web games. Okay, interesting.
Okay. So a little bit defunct.
Mhm. $1996.
Can you imagine? You're this guy. You made a successful animation company. You have a nice long life, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna die, but at least my legacy's covered. And then, like, who knows how much after, like, 10-ish years.
Implied to be 16 years, at least over a decade later. At least 10 years later.
At least 10 years later, you wake up in the body of your creation. Like, that's horrifying.
Genuinely.
And I still, like, I made a comment about this on one of the Frankenbug spots, but, like, how sentient are these guys? How much do they know? How much do they remember of the people they used to be?
Which is what I love, is because of how much, like, and I love that one of the things that genuinely obscures like that is the fact that the characters in the game are alive.
Yeah.
So it genuinely obscures how much of the actual starlings were in there.
Yeah.
Like, we know they were at least able to develop a consciousness eventually. But how much of that was literally them, and how much of that was the starling matter just getting better and better at mimicking humans?
Yeah.
Because also, our only examples of them being very clearly, like, at least... Because the only ones we have that, you know, directly talk are Vandal and Husk. Well, unclear about Husk in real life.
Husk.
Vandal, definitely.
Yeah, Vandal likes to make YouTube videos, apparently.
Yeah.
Bullet ends funniest user. I love, again,
There's also the fact that, explicitly, Bucky was already a starling, or Brandon was already a starling, when they were recording the voice lines for Shipwrecked. So...
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is they specifically recorded suit footage for the trailer. Which is something that I think is really interesting.
Sorry, what'd you say, Katie? I was talking about your name.
Well, because something that I think is interesting is they specifically only recorded footage for the trailer. They didn't record audio. All of the audio in the game trailers are dubbed in.
I thought it credited Brandon for the voice, though.
Well, the in-game credits do. But that is also the in-game credits for Shipwrecked 64.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
That's the kind of thing that I am specifically, like, that is one of the things that I feel like is probably specifically an artifact of the game, rather than the real. Which I love is that it's also, because it's like, yeah, the story of the game Shipwrecked 64 has been told, now it's time to learn about what's going on outside of it, and I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
It's what I think is also, I think what's so fun about, like, especially, God, the Bucky in general is so fun as a character, because he is, whether you're talking about, you know, the Bucky you play as or the rodent, you know, it's an adaptation of an adaptation of an adaptation.
I'm just glad that the dwellers and the starlings being fucked up gives me an excuse to not be quite a perfectionist on this. 'Cause I'm
Like, I don't think actual real, because I think the other important difference is that it's like, at the very least is implied, as far as we know, Brandon is the only one who at least wasn't directly killed by someone. Whether or not it was just genuinely, like, I do think Brandon probably died of some sort of accident on the park grounds, whether that is something that he did or something that was faulty equipment. Like, obviously they fucking covered up his death no matter what.
Yeah. I think the most likely explanation, if it is going to be an accident, it's going to be like the people mover situation, where it got caught in some equipment and just wasn't able to get
Yeah,
out
I
of the
mean,
way.
the easiest explanation for what could have happened is he fucking overheated in his suit.
Yeah, heat exhaustion will kill you.
Because also, his kill screen is specifically shown as him just, like, the most normal. It's just shown as, like, oh, yeah, you know, a beach, or I forget what it is specifically. Hang on, let me check. Because, you know, all of their kill animations show how they died.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And oh, yeah, no, it's a fade into a sky. Like a bright blue sky.
Yeah, like you would see if you passed out and fell on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I wanted to mention
heat
this
stroke
because,
is on the table then.
Oh, very much so.
You're very quiet all of a sudden, Gordon.
I'm talking a little quiet.
Okay, then I'll just turn you up.
No, it's all good. I was gonna say, because I didn't want to interrupt. I wanted to say that even though, like, we have stopped talking about Stumbler a little while ago, I did actually go back to this, the Super Mario 64 shotgun video, and I did clip whatever the fuck he did to Mips. Just because, like, I mentioned it and I wanted to show it.
Yay, thank you.
Man, thinking about Stumbler.
Oh, Stumbler.
The bunnies.
He was created as a very, very cruel joke, but then he gained sentience.
I love the Stumbler, like, specifically the Stumbler YouTube videos, because I love how I mean, because first of all, the original voice for Stumbler is Liz, no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if that's not who's actually voicing him currently in, like, his videos, because it's, you know, Stumbler. That's Stumbler talking. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Josh, you saw the thing I sent, right? That gives you, like, a more clear view of his eyes.
Yeah.
Specifically because you don't see how his fucking eyelids are on his, game model.
Yeah, the thing with that is I don't know how much detail I can make happen.
I guess more so just making it clear, yeah, he does have, like, half-lidded eyes in his like, open eye.
Yeah.
And
Also,
never
now that I have
forget
clay on my
because
hands, it's a
these
little
are-
bit difficult for me to, like, go back and forth between Discord and all that.
Yeah.
I only have so much screen space.
No, that's fine, man. What was I gonna say? Shit. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, at least with, like, using a making a Shipwrecked 64 character, you can make the model look fucked up and messy. If anything, making them messier is better, because it better portrays the actual
Oh,
character.
yeah, these guys are fucking covered in flesh, basically. They're lumpy.
They're lumpy
They're overgrown.
and bumpy. And I don't have any clay tools, so I am improvising.
God, I legitimately love the bloated corpse look of the starlings so much.
They're horrifying. I love them.
Because they're overgrown. They're not... I think the coolest thing about the starling designs, and, like, how kind of the suit has been, like, formed, it's not that the suit is rotting, it's that what's inside is growing too big. I also love, Blot is such a good design, because Squeaks the Core Game managed to make, like, a fucking design that has finally managed to upstage, Springtrap as a cool as hell, killer design.
Or, like, fucked up bunny.
Because here's the thing. Mascot suit with just very clearly exposed rotting corpse in design. Exposed rotting corpse is a design that fucks so much.
It is. Okay, I need to go get some water so I can
Listen,
smooth
as
out some of
someone-
the fingerprint.
Yeah, good idea. Listen, like, as someone who fucking loves Springtrap, I am very happy that someone else took it upon themselves to make a new fucked up rabbit mascot, because people ruin Springtrap. He is, like, ever since, like, ever since...
Well, you see,
like,
Scott
oh,
Cawthon ruined
that-
Springtrap in his own model for him.
Well, yeah. But like, what I was gonna say, like, I really like Springtrap all throughout it, and I'm only saying this to state my opinion. I'm probably gonna bounce after this because I can feel like some jaw pain developing. But like, what I was gonna say is, I love Springtrap. Hey, security breach, put that old man back in the ground, please. He doesn't live here. You can just put him back. Put that thing back where you found
Well,
it.
somehow
Don't worry, it's not
somebody
actually.
returned.
Don't worry, it's not actually him.
I don't care. I don't care. I want him gone.
He grew that flesh himself, and you're so angry at him.
I am. Grandpa, you should not have been doing that. Go to bed.
Excuse me.
Don't worry, Grandpa's still in hell being tortured by his kid who he abused.
Didn't he have like 3 kids? Like,
He killed
Yeah,
all 3 of his
but-
children. Yeah.
Yes, explicitly.
oh no, he killed like 2 of them. The third one
No.
got killed by Henry.
No,
Didn't Michael die?
Michael died because of Henry directly, yeah, but it was still Afton's fault.
Well,
no, it was
no,
still
I'd argue when he got turned into a corpse is when he died. You know,
Okay, fair
kind
enough.
of
I'll give you that.
I kind of argue when he got his insides shoved out.
Yeah,
That-
I think it's when his body was purged through his mouth. I think that might have. Yeah, no, never mind. I forgot that part. You're right.
Uh-huh.
It's his dad's
And that
fault.
was a William.
Henry, that was a mercy kill. That was a mercy
Uh-huh.
kill.
Yeah,
That was just a boy-
that was
boy,
putting
you've been at
somebody
this for
already
decades.
dead out.
Henry also explicitly gives him an out.
Mhm.
Oh, did I die or did everyone cut out?
Oh,
Hmm?
I don't know because people were quiet in general.
I wasn't say.
no,
I didn't
yeah,
say
like,
a thing.
Because it sounded like you were about to continue, Katie. So like I
Uh-huh.
like hushed.
Which is like, you know, 2 of those kids died from his negligence. He actively is responsible for Michael's death.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He knew that was gonna happen.
It's like the first kid that was an accident, like, but he still like was directly connected, like, you know, that's negligence. The second one, I would dare even say I'm in the camp of I think he planned that one. The
Okay, I
third
guess
one, yeah,
I guess
no,
to
that
be
was-
clear, okay,
yeah.
which one do you see? Okay, I guess generally, which one do you think happens first, Crychild or Elizabeth? Sorry, we're talking about FNAF now. It's just unfortunate.
No, like
Unfortunately, this shit is in our
killer
brains.
rabbits, yeah.
yeah, I'm in the camp of I think Elizabeth was intentional and happened second.
Okay, yeah.
I think both theories are very valid, but I lean more on Elizabeth dying second.
Yeah.
Okay, I like FNAF a lot. I'm just someone who was in it super early, and I like all the stuff the fandom has like done and created. I don't like the creator, but I will say I'm a significantly bigger fan of the people who were so inspired by it. They did their own take and took it in like a wildly better direction.
Same.
Again, this is why we fucking love Shipwrecked 64.
Yeah.
And Walton Files.
And
Yeah, Walton Files also.
Scott brought the idea of killer animatronics, and everyone was like, "That's actually sick as shit. Why'd you fumble the bag that bad?"
Yeah.
And they kept
It's
going.
because there's some stuff, because it's like it's is it weird to say that I'm kind of more of a fan of generally like aside from the very specific FNAF games I like, I'm generally more of a fan of the Steel Wool games than the Ska games.
No, you're valid for that. While I think the Steel Wool games are a little busted, they're generally more fun.
Yeah, they're definitely
Even in terms
an
of, like-
improvement on the formula, even if they are not as functional as you might hope they would
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I love No Man's Sky too, and I am saying that with literally all the connotation that entails.
Fair enough.
Wait, hang on, do y'all actually know the fucking shit that was the No Man's Sky development process and how much they got fucked over?
It was bad.
Yeah.
So
We know what happened and that nothing good happened. Nothing went right for them, which
because
that
they had to
sucks
rush a game.
ultimately.
They are a small indie studio that kind of has to rush their game to reach a holiday release because they are being backed by Sony. And so they now have a deadline that they wouldn't have had otherwise. With the expectation of a full AAA release by a small indie studio that, again, is being rushed with a deadline.
And
Nothing bad ever happened.
And the PR kind of ended up it's more like the PR just kind of end up carried away. It feels than
Yeah, the PR was also a huge nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. The issue with it's not a PR. So the thing is, those are all things they were genuinely planning on adding to the game, and were going to add, which is why they added them to the game. It's that they were rushed by Sony.
Yeah.
Well, when I say that, I mean more of it was unfortunate that they were announcing that they were going to make this stuff because they had intentions to, but they never had the chance to backpedal when Sony started pushing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have all the great design docs in the world, but if you're getting rushed, you just aren't going to be able to do it.
Well, that's the thing. They very clearly had the technical, actual in-engine technical design for that stuff. Because they had footage of it, because they had at least in-game rendered footage that they could put in trailers, you know?
Yeah,
It's just, there's a difference between having stuff you can put in a technical demo and implementing that in a way that fully works in a huge open world game. Because even their base gameplay stuff struggled because they got rushed and had to basically push a lot of stuff just so they could get the game out at the deadline that they were given, that they weren't allowed to go past.
Yeah.
Which, hey, you'll never guess what ended up happening with Security Breach. Even worse made by the fact that this is the studio's first time making a game that is not a VR game.
Yeah, no.
Who the fuck? That's Vegeta. That's Vegeta's story.
Huh?
Oh, Stormy was asking in chat who the fuck is using a Blobby sprite.
Well, that's Vegeta.
Oh,
hi, Vegeta.
That's Vegeta.
Oh.
Vegeta's been here for a little bit, but we were talking, so no one heard them.
I heard them. I thought I said something.
I did not hear. I'm sorry.
At least
It's okay.
you abandoned the vegetable.
No, I got scared because because I don't know anything about, because I don't like FNAF whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I was dissociated a little
valid.
bit, and all of a sudden I just hear my name and I'm like, oh shit, did I
Oh,
just miss something?
you're in trouble.
Oh
You're
no.
blobby.
Even the Mr. Blobby gets in trouble.
No!
Oh man.
I mean, that fucker should get in trouble.
Yeah, true.
Cancel that freak. Okay, really quick.
Mr. Blobby Starling.
Oh
No.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
That's the reason
no.
why I switched back to Mr. Blobby, because I felt it was thematically appropriate.
It is.
Yeah, but also,
but yeah.
hey.
Scale.
Hey,
Yeah,
why is
what
that
was
your
I gonna say?
mute?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Awesome. I was gonna say something in it. Oh, really quick, just because like I'm probably gonna bounce because I like am
Mhm.
drained and I need to still do stuff.
Mhm.
Uh, I have my TV playing in the background, but I muted it for the stream, and I just saw that like it because it's on Adult Swim. It just like flashed a picture of the United States because it was like, oh, like what Star Wars movie is most popular. But I didn't see that. I just saw like very dark, like very thick lines separating each state. And for whatever fucking reason, I had a fucking war flashback to Monument Mythos. And and I just wanted to say, please watch Monument Mythos. That's a very weird political like analog horror, but I'm a I'm obsessed with it. It's just it's insane.
I used to be friends with some of the people who
It's
made that. We haven't talked
oh
since like
damn.
2013, but
Hell yeah.
Shit. That's insane. Oh yeah, Monument Mythos. I just saw like the outline of the state and my brain just immediately thought about the Alcatraz.
oh,
The Alcatraz zone.
the Alcatraz zone.
Oh.
Okay, well, this guy's definitely not going to be able to stand on his own because he's very top
Oh,
heavy.
okay, now I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, fun fact, Speaks the Coordinator has actually made, like, fan art stuff, or fan stuff of that.
Oh, nice.
It's a good series. I still think about the special trees. It's a fun series, like very like alternate history America, and it goes hard.
Yeah, I haven't actually sat down to watch it, but I've heard it is good.
From what I understand, it's like that episode of Doctor Who, where the Statue of Liberty is a weeping angel.
Yeah,
No,
that
it's
tracks.
it's the Statue of Freedom wants to skin a bunch of guys.
That's what I said.
You said Liberty. Freedom's a different
Sorry.
statue.
That's a
Freedom's
different
Well, I said it's
woman.
like that episode of where it's revealed the Statue of Liberty is a giant weeping angel. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I heard that.
not
That's
a
why I
good
said,
episode, by the way.
No.
really?
No.
Huh. That sucks.
I no, it was very bad.
So my roommate is using the oven, so I can't bake this yet.
Oh,
thank you.
Kita.
It's
Kita, you
fine.
bastard.
So,
Me
so is he going to be entirely clay, or are you also gonna make his clothes and stuff like?
The rest of him is going to be stuffed and made of fabric.
Okay.
That's why I'm using the armature wires so that I can bend him and pose him.
Do you have needle felting material? Because I was asking, because I was like, wait, you could do some texture with his stuffing.
That would be
That's
really
a very
fucking cool.
niche material to have.
I actually was looking at it when I was at the store thinking, do I want to learn how to needle felt today? And the answer to that was no.
Not on stream. I will say, that can lead, learning to needle felt on stream will lead to TOS happening.
It will lead to wounds and injuries.
That's what I meant. That's what I said.
That is what you said, and that is what you meant.
It will lead to a terms of service violation.
Yeah, no, I got Sherpa. I got it in white because I don't actually need all that much for, like, the fur part of him, and I figured I could use this to make
Okay.
a Moogle plushie.
Alrighty.
Because I feel like with this scale, it'd kind of be hard to do, like, embroidery sculpting with embroidery thread. So yeah, probably what it would be. So, but you know, it's like I was thinking, it's like, wait, if you had like needle felting stuff, you could literally like slightly mold the interior parts to give him a little bit more of that lumpiness.
Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna do a lot of very fun things. Like, his face, I'm gonna mostly paint, but I'm probably going to use embroidery floss and glue to like wisp it out into the fabric. I saw somebody do that on TikTok and it was very cool. So
Nice.
Okay. I am gonna bounce. Good luck with your art doll.
Good
It is
luck!
looking very good
Thanks.
so far. Goodbye.
So you take
Goodbye.
care of yourself, Gordo.
Aloha. Yeah, like I'm getting overheated and dinner just got here. I'm gonna go eat a turkey sub.
Oh, delicious turkey
Mhm.
sub.
Yeah. Talk to y'all later. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
But yeah, I got white fabric that I am going to use paint on. I've also got some Mod Podge that I can probably figure out some cool weathering with. I don't know. I'm doing science. I'm experimenting.
Oh yeah, that's the fun thing is
Oh,
that
yeah.
oh right, you could just straight up use like fucking acrylic paints on this guy and it'll work fine because it'll be the right texture.
Yeah, like this is for the meat.
You stupid fly.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a nice little science experiment. But since we can't bake him yet, might as well start making his hat at least.
God, sorry, I was looking at the actual like costume Starling reference and oh yeah, actually looking at that, his jaw is a little bit fucked up.
His jaw's
Yeah.
a little bit not connected correctly.
I mean, to be fair, there's an extra mouth in there. I'm assuming it's pushing things out.
Yeah.
No, but
Oh,
like
Stormy
one
has
thing
great
is something that I think is
idea.
something that I think is a cool detail is that his entire head is on a tilt because the weight of that headpiece. Because literally, like, the fucking material wasn't able to support the head as it tilted because of the...
Because he didn't have much muscle left because he's been dead for 10 years.
Uh-huh. And they removed the skin and muscle, and the skin and most of the, like, outer muscle anyway.
One second, I need to go wash
So
my
yeah, literally, the fucking rabbit head is off balance. Because it couldn't support the weight of the big fucking beret. So not only is, like... But then on top of that, it also very clearly also broke his jaw with the weight, but also you could kind of see that the weight broke his jaw because his top jaw, like his upper jaw, is at an angle compared to his bottom jaw. But yeah, he also has multiple sets of mouths and teeth in there. Because the Starling mask could not process this mascot head at all. Either that, or it's having trouble because there's too much of Rex still in there.
So, I think a good portion of why his jaw is like that is just decomposition. And the Starling material just didn't know what to do with it because it's never done this before.
Yeah,
It's like, no, this isn't fresh.
If you look specific, well, no, it's like if you look at the materials I'm using, I'm mostly using the actual like costume model. You can actually see he has multiple sets of gums and teeth in there.
Yeah, I'm looking at the gums right now.
Yeah, like you have the outer layer of gums, which are the actual gums of the costume. Then you have the slightly more inside set of gums and teeth that the actual Starling that the material grew. And then inside of that, you have his interior jaw. Like you have Rex's actual jaw in there.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, it also grew a mouth in one of the eyes. And
Oh
if you
my
look
god.
at the way the mouth eye is, that's not even like an eye in there. That is almost like a tumor.
Yeah. No, it didn't know what it was doing, like, in even the slightest with what it was trying to do.
Mm. Too many holes, too much of the person in there. So it's just a shambling mess. I love it.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's awesome. Okay. Hat shapes. How do I hat shapes?
Watch watching Kamen Rider while on call is a very idea considering I there is something. It's, I'm trying not to start losing my shit laughing, but
Oh no, wait, you can't. Yeah, okay, so you can also see it on his in-game model. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so
the
I've
multiple
been
jaws.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
sorry.
so.
I've just
Hmm?
been like trying to hold in just laughter for like the past couple of minutes.
Oh my god, he's also got on what if it on his left side, he's also got specifically a side mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, that's not a oh. Oh no, wait, no, that's the outer. That's oh wait, no, that's not a side mouth. That's one of the parts of the mouth fused together. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, no, because it's like that on the other side too. It's just harder to see because it's darker. Yeah.
So what it looks like is the mouth. The mouth is whole. Those holes are like in his cheeks. Like
Yeah.
that's
Well,
that's some Toby from Creepypasta energy.
because it tried to form a. Because I think that's also what I think is so interesting, is that it is trying to form a more human shape in a suit that is not at all human shaped.
No, not at
Even
all.
less so than the other ones. So it's
Mm-hmm.
trying to form a smaller mouth, but it can't because it doesn't have enough material to fully close the jaw. Or it doesn't have enough material to build itself cheeks, so so it has holes where it normally would grow them.
Christ.
I love this guy.
I also love this guy. Great things are happening to Rex Broadside.
I also love because he's the one who looks the most like a costume compared to the other Starlings.
Yeah, I kind of have a theory that he's the newest Starling. It's simply because he looks so
he,
much less
he's
like
he
His
still looks wet is the thing.
exactly.
well, because also if you look at his if you look at the bottom of his legs, he explicitly has. Oh, yeah, you can fully see his legs in there. Yeah, that is not a closed ecosystem in that suit like the other ones are. This is his corpse just kind of reanimated. Because there's openings in it. Those aren't like those are explicitly pants legs
Mm-hmm.
in a way that the other models don't have. Like all the other like mascot costumes explicitly have the legs and the feet sewed together.
Yeah, this.
Like they are closed in to be a suit.
Yeah, these look more like they just took the already existing mascot suit stuffed him in there and called it a day. They didn't try to, like, seal it up. Like, he's either one of the very early ones or he is the last one they made before they realized, oh wait, we fucked up.
Yeah, but that's even like even the thing of that is like why did they have a mascot suit of Blot?
Made it for him.
Considering Jesus.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting a good view of, like, Walter's mouth from the side. Yeah, he is a proper walrus.
He's very sharp.
He's got the, well, no, if you look at his mouth from the side, he has very specifically, like, the mouth that sags down. Just fun. Oh yeah, let me get a good look at Giovanni.
Oh,
Hey,
our friend
buddy.
the goose.
Oh, Giovanni has feathers.
Yeah, because that's the thing about like the other starlings compared to Blot. At least to me, with the other ones, it feels more like the suit. It's like they're trying to grow to mimic more the suit, whereas Blot is more trying to mimic a person.
Yeah, he's trying
Yeah,
so
yeah,
hard
yeah.
to be a people.
Yeah, the only other character that has open legs like that um, is Giovanni, but that is more of a hole in the model. If you look at Blot's legs, he has, like, a specifically modeled interior. Like,
Yeah, he's
he
intentionally
has a,
open.
yeah, I'm trying to get a good look at it. He very specifically has, like, a... Oh wait, no, that might have been a figment of my imagination caused by fucking model clipping. Wait, never mind. No, he doesn't. I was gonna try to argue that he has, like, modeled modeled legs in there, but no, he doesn't. That was a trick. I got tricked. No.
Blot's trick.
But it's interesting because it's like, yeah, no, but it is interesting though because, yeah, those are, like, not closed in around the... It's specific that it's not closed in around the foot is what's getting me. Like, it is not, like, even the way it's modeled isn't... It doesn't bunch up in the same way that all the other characters' legs do when connecting to the feet. It is, like, the outside of the leg is not tucked into the foot. It's, like, very specifically not growing in there. Because even then, yeah, it's also the only parts it's trying to grow are the human parts. Which is very different than the other starlings. Huh.
Hello. Ooh, this fucking arm.
I love
They
these
didn't even put
fucking
gloves on that beast.
Uh-huh. Oh, you noticed?
Yeah.
Yep, those are his flesh hands.
Those are flesh hands.
Those are
The-
normal human
Oh
flesh
man,
hands.
you could see the fabric is very specifically torn at that part. Oh.
Do you think maybe he woke up and tried to take off the paws and realized the...
Oh.
Yeah, because I would imagine out of all of them, Rex would be the most disoriented.
Because
Yeah.
he's also,
He
I
didn't
mean,
know
I
the
think
stuff.
in general, yeah, he's meant to be the last one, because he's the one that they were meant to specifically bring Rex back.
Oh, this hand is all kinds of fucked. The right one, or actually, I guess this is his left hand. Rex was a lefty. He has that. He has that. horrific lefty rights. He's still trying to hold on to the pen.
Oh. Hey, this is 2 layers of cardboard, not just one.
I say that as a lefty who holds their pens like this, like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, if you look closely at his hand on the model rip, that's just meat. That's vaguely hand-shaped meat.
Yeah, it didn't grow skin quite yet.
What amped the issue?
Oh, I really like this mouth. I'm really a fan of like multiple mouth.
Yeah. I'm a fan of
like
when things are just like super fucked up.
God, something I love is that I love how believable these Starling models are as N64 models.
Yeah.
Like using the jagged polygon, using the look of the jagged polygons to look like fur is so good.
There's also the thing that these look very visibly rushed and incomplete because, you know, they were. They were done in one night or so by a guy who was desperately trying to just get this finished so that he could have his little revenge party.
Revenge porn.
Yes, that's what I said.
Not
Look at these Pete's. Look at these fucking
really what
beefers. Hey, it's under your pants, buddy.
Hang on.
Oh.
Sorry, I noticed like that I'm real quick trying to go and look at... I'm real quick comparing all of these models. I think Blot is the only one with a modeled... Yeah, Blot is the only one with modeled seams.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
The back of his head is explicitly the only one with a modeled seam.
How do I get you? Shoot,
Well, the rest were
Because I do
walk-around models for the park. Like, they wanted those to look nice so that nobody would see on the inside. For Rex, it didn't matter if people saw.
And even the actual clothes can open. Yeah, no, his back, the back of the costume also has a model. Because I think probably what the idea was to basically grow him in there. So it had something to grow, so that way the flesh had something, so that way the material had something to grow into, shape-wise.
Tasty.
But it's not like you're gonna be able to, fucking design like a fucking hazmat suit unnoticed.
Yeah.
Design a specially designed suit to grow a human in unnoticed. So yeah, you would just kind of have to use a mascot costume shape.
Yep.
Ah, no. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. I don't know how to use this fucking site.
Because also, yeah, Blot on the actual, character design has, the loose, sleeve, but specifically, the back of the overalls is open like it's a hospital gown.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what the zipper was.
How the fuck was it supposed to rotate?
The actual, costume part for the character has specifically been opened, and but also means you can also very visibly see that this is the only costume that was designed to be able to be taken off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they were
He
were trying to grow him
good.
back to normal so that they could just have him back. They didn't want him to be
Yep.
in the suit.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was gonna pop out like a cicada.
Mhm.
That is very explicitly not how that works.
Just like
Yeah.
so.
Like, Giovanni grew up into that neck.
Mhm.
Hmm. Just
Because also, yeah, if you look at all of them, they are all closed systems, not designed to actually open. Even their mouths aren't real mouths. Like, they don't actually open into the inside of the suit.
mm-hmm. Because those are just employees. They're not people anymore.
Those are employees,
They
they're
have
not people. That is so accurate to how corporate America works.
their only function is to be walking suits. Why the hell would we ever want them to get out of their suit?
Exactly.
Oop. Bonnie. Bonnie.
Well, because it's clear that they also don't want it to be open, so that way the material isn't exposed to the outside.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
these are for a park where they're going to be around, like, kids.
Uh-huh.
No contaminations here. Because again, I am still curious about like what that substance does to like living tissue. Because obviously we're seeing what's happened when it's done to a dead body, but if that thing is
Mhm.
touching someone who's still alive, what does it do to it?
Mhm.
Scary
I
ideas.
I'm gonna real quick do my own research on that, going back to the video, uh, the the 1, 2, 3 video. That way, I could specifically go to the part where they actually talk about that when they were testing it on rats. Because I'm trying to remember if they do mention if they.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they might mention it in the rat video.
Yeah, they did do the rat experiments. I don't know. I don't quite remember off the top of my dome what came of that one. I do think they mentioned that they were probably going new park, but just be my poor memory. Eyeball.
You good?
I'm just
Tired?
cause I was cleaning before I came on, so that makes me a little lethargic.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, I think my one my well now over my month of hell has ended, so luckily I'm gonna
Oh,
recover from that.
he's been freed from
Yay!
the curse.
Yay! No more until probably a week.
Oh, nightmare. Jess, I know you weren't laughing at them, but that was wonderful timing.
That was wonderful timing. Thank you.
Wait,
You're so overjoyed
of
at,
what?
at my misery.
I see.
Yeah. So I also yeah, fun, cool fact. Yeah, it does specifically mention in the video. Nathan explicitly wasn't killed at Broadside Beach.
Hmm.
That means
Um,
Brandon went and found him?
Well, Nathan Stewart was found in the Broadside animation offices. They were fucking
Hmm.
Right.
storing
Oh
that
yeah.
shit in the.
in the animation office.
This is
So killing a bot.
moderate. Oh, there. I was gonna say.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
saw.
Yeah, I can't
Guys,
really do anything about it, so I was trying to.
or they're
I
dead.
have to turn my entire body to look at chat.
Yeah.
I
Figure
want that
someone
bot
else
dead.
was.
I want that bot dead. I want that bot
God, I
dead.
also something I love is that even in their video that is specifically for people who know what the Starlings are, it still covers up the fact that it was the Bucky Starling that killed them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are people that are gonna have to be handlers of the Bucky Starling, most likely. They don't want anybody knowing that
Actually,
thing murdered.
it doesn't mention the Bucky Starling at all. Like, that
Oh.
one was one that even internally was covered up, which I think is so interesting.
Mm-hmm. Cause
Where. Bleh. I
who
was.
would who would
There's a
will
good my adventure. The Brainiac design in My Adventures of Superman is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
badass.
Because it's
God.
like we know they had footage. They don't, which also makes the fact that again, I think the fact that yeah, Nathan Stewart being in the kitchen, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's the fucking staff, or not Nathan, Gary, Gary being in the staff in the specifically mentioned as yeah, the Broadside Beach staff kitchen.
Yeah, he was on his lunch break.
So that was definitely yeah around the same time, probably closer to when
Badass.
we can assume then probably closer to when Olivia died, given also his date is in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan died after they had already moved these guys off the island.
Mm-hmm.
When they were getting ready to move them into the park. And also, I think the fact that Nathan is implied to also have been specifically a whistleblower is... Oh...
Mm-hmm. Cause he was in that office to videotape.
He had a handheld camera.
Oh!
Mm-hmm.
So if they were being stored in the Broadside offices, during a time when we know they would be available to, and one of the people who died was a whistleblower. So I've been thinking, trying not to use old Broadside Beach shit because, I mean, I do think some of the stuff is like, it was an old Broadside Beach thing. Like, yeah, the Starlings are responsible for Connor getting his hands on the data. But, like, no, I don't think it was all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I
It
think
might
David
have been
might have been
one of
involved
them.
in that.
It might have been one of them.
Because, oh,
And Walter...
Vandal.
Yeah, I was thinking about Vandal
yeah,
too.
Vandal.
Vandal, who is made up of all of them combined.
Wait a second. They
Wait, I thought that
made.
was Husk.
No,
Husk
they
is
both
the one
are.
made up of everybody combined.
No,
Oh.
they
My
are.
adventure.
They are both.
Okay.
My
The
adventure.
mass formed one and then split apart. So the
Oh.
mass
That's
of
right.
all of them in one, split apart. Keep in mind, it's not literally like a half and half split. Literally, they are all fused together. No matter what, in which body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems that. Oh.
I have a question about the lore because I wasn't clear on this. Were they all put together as in the original suits got scrapped, or was it like the leftovers or the overflow?
So, from what I understand with how they made the Starlings that got actually put in the park, because I think at some point they probably did realize, oh shit, we can't just do it with the whole corpse in there. They basically took, from what I understand, they basically scooped out the bodies with the mass from the suits and basically just put them in so do you know how stem cells are grown?
Ah, I see. I get it. I get it now.
So they were just in a fucking storage room growing that shit. to put into suits to be walk around characters.
God.
God.
Another piece of information. They've made it seems that my adventures another W for my adventures of Superman is that they made a heat wave a beautiful butch woman.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Um,
I
but yeah,
sorry,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I
Uh, but
I
yeah. Oops,
just
sorry.
needed to share that. No, I just
Yeah. No, I've been getting caught up on my adventure. I got caught up on my adventures in Superman. It's very good.
I haven't
I
seen
see.
it
I haven't
before.
watched it at all. I just try to figure out what things of knowing.
Oh, so did you see that Heatwave is specifically in Lesbians with Livewire?
Yes.
Okay.
My friends are talking about it. Where like it was started from like complaining about the things earlier, and then it's just like, oh, there are some wins there though.
Mhm.
Yeah, my general feelings towards it is like it's not my thing. I don't really like the style or the designs for the most part. So,
No,
but like, I'm glad other people are having fun with it.
no, it's the thing of like I don't it's not my thing overall, but there's some diamonds in the rough here.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's
The,
how I
if
am about it. Like,
they
I
made
don't like Lex
Heatwave a
Luthor.
beautiful
That's bad.
that is not Lex Luthor. That is not
That's
Lex Luthor. Like
that's a
objectively,
guy. What the fuck is that?
he's not even ginger.
That's Page's
He's
brother
not
from
even ginger.
Voltron.
No, he's
It's the
not.
same. One, Lex doesn't have hair. Two, if he had hair, he's ginger. It's
Hmm.
his canonical natural hair color.
Just goddamn. I'm sorry. It's like every time I see that style of animation, I
I think it
cannot.
is the
I
Voltron
cannot.
people.
Yeah, I cannot dissolve. I cannot separate it from Voltron. I'm sorry.
You think no, it's not like yeah, yeah.
Wait, is
You
it
get it.
the I forget, was Voltron the same studio that did Legend of Korra? Or is that a different one?
Different
I don't
studio.
remember.
Because I know
Let
the
me.
studio that did Legend of Korra is the one that also did the Castlevania show. I'm just trying to remember if they also were the ones who did the animation for Voltron, or if Voltron was animated in-house at DreamWorks.
I'm
I'm
pretty
checking
sure
it
it was
now.
somebody else.
Yeah, Voltron. Fuck.
It
Okay,
was
yeah.
Voltron. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, they also did the Castlevania show.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Castlevania show good
Friends who like
though.
Oh,
I have a friend who likes Castlevania, like the games, really does not like the show.
Oh no, it's nothing like the games. It's just
mhm.
fun, good times, and Dracula throws Belmont through a wall.
My I initially liked the show and then I didn't like it anymore and I stopped watching.
Oh, I've only seen the first season because I didn't want to keep watching in case it got bad.
Yeah, that's how it was. That's you can stop, it's fine. But yeah, no, oh god. That I think no.
Hello.
That thought will stay inside.
Okay.
Okay. Yay.
Yay.
I desperately, I'm like, Squeaks, please release the Starling costume models for me to
Yay.
analyze.
Please, I want to
Yay.
look at them so
Yeah.
bad. Mostly, I just want to
'Cause-
look at the uh, brain work, the modeling, because we've seen
Yeah.
rips and official downloads of the other models, and they're all really good. They have amazing attention to detail. Like, I don't know if it was intentional, the hanging polygons and the weird texturing, but it certainly adds so much to it.
Because hang on, because I noticed, I was trying to get a good, this is gonna just be a fucking screenshot of this. Was pedaling through to get a good angle of, his other eye. That one's also open.
Yeah,
Ever so,
Oh,
ever so
God.
barely.
Oh God, that's horrifying. Why
Because I was
would you
trying
do
to
this?
look in to see if I could see his, like, this is me, going through his, hard to get a good... Hard also because this is literally only a 14-second video, but...
Yeah. Have to go frame by frame, and even then, there's not a lot of frames to look at.
God, I love how much his eye is just kind of, like, static in there, you know?
Yeah.
It looks like it's stuck in place.
Sorry.
Just saying sorry for it.
I started laughing out of nowhere.
I've gotten used to this.
Also, the Boondocks. What the fuck? Okay.
Hmm?
Oh no, sorry. I was reading up on the studio that did AHOY. Yeah, that makes sense. I will close this tab now.
Basically, I'm trying to see if you could actually see his, left eye in there.
Please, 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 please.
Everyone? What?
Also... Sorry, I'm also just like, man, these models are also so pretty. Specifically, like... because of how accurately it gets, like, the perspective on that muzzle. Like, look at that, that's gorgeous.
Yeah. Squeaks is incredibly talented.
This bunny's rabbit.
This is like what I was trying to analyze the fucking, Connor, the video at the end of the game. Trying to fucking
It's still
look at the quote-unquote body.
Yeah, I kept trying to do that until I realized I because it still bugs me where like it's unclear exactly how he died. And it's like it couldn't have been like, well, he jumped in on, and also like just the framing of that video of like it being shot like it's someone hiding.
It's just a home movie, haha.
Yeah, and it's like, why would you shoot it that way? First of all, why would you shoot what you think is a suicide from like that distance?
At his family home. Like, more than likely, that's it. Like, it is more than likely Patrick recording it, which is like...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Because he also, I mean, technically this is older information, but it's information that I feel like probably still holds up. Because I mean, as far as we know, Patrick wasn't, like, a kid during that time. Patrick was, like, a teenager. Teenager to, like, young adult.
Yeah, like...
But, like, yeah, he
17
specifically...
or so.
Yeah, he... Remember, like, yeah, it is, like, something where it's, like... Technically, this is old Shipwrecked information that I feel like still probably holds up. That, yeah, he basically wrote to Patrick, like, hey, if I'm not able to finish this, I need you to put this in the game for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh.
he left instructions for if he died.
Mm-hmm.
Which very much says that was not a suicide.
Yeah, yeah, yeah!
Yeah, that's what I was getting at because like
Which is
if
also
it's
why
just
I think pointing out that Nathan was a whistleblower was so important.
mm-hmm.
Because it means they have a history of
Mm-hmm.
doing this.
Yeah, our
Especially
whistleblower
because,
theory holds a lot of water, actually.
oh fuck, do you think Mark thought he was Vandal?
Oh.
Like in the game or
No. Like, do you think Mark thought Connor was the person in the Vandal suit?
oh that yeah oh yeah
The
oh
person who had been
terrorizing
taking
him.
footage, terrorizing him at his home.
Mm-hmm. I mean, considering their last altercation,
Uh-huh.
it wouldn't be far fetched for him to think that way.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, be right
Mm-hmm.
back.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because here's the thing. Connor doesn't actually do anything to Mark, aside from, like, threaten him.
And be a dick.
And be a
mm-hmm.
dick. Mark can't really call the cops on that and get him put away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he stole equipment that had sensitive information on it, so now they can't get the cops involved that way either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because
because
then
then the
they're
cops
gonna
would
have to
be,
look into what that sensitive information
Uh-huh.
was.
They don't want the computers to become evidence. And we know what they did to the last whistleblower.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they sent a big ass fucking rodent after him.
Well, that's the thing. It was at the offices is where the Starlings were. The animation offices. Because of course they would be there. Because they needed their voice actors.
They needed their voice actors and they needed their
They needed their
suits.
actors. They needed their voice/costume actors at the office on ready.
Also, Stormy asked a question I just noticed.
Oh, sorry. What's up? Did
Do you
Vandal
think
make its
Vandal
own?
made its own suit? No. I Well,
Did possibly.
possibly.
I mean, if it did, it's like one of the more intact ones. It's pretty.
My answer is depends on when the Stumbler suit was made.
Yeah, when was the Stumbler suit made? Did they make a JD suit? Is it JD's suit that he just
Basically,
stole?
my thing with the Vandal suit is basically, is it a separate suit or is it a modified version of the Stumbler suit? Because the Stumbler suit was stolen literally right after the filming of the commercial.
Got you. Huh.
And Vandal is based on, like, there's a lot of stuff that points to JD in game being based off of the Vandal rather than the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Vandal is a suit for JD. And even if it was the other way around, even if it was the in-game character came first, that the character design doesn't line up.
Yeah, because like if you really want to sell like yeah this suit is meant to represent JD, we would put its little top hat and like its little fucking bow tie on.
Yeah.
I know it's just kind of a weird blue capybara thing.
I got buttons. Where did I put those buttons?
Yeah, the Stumbler suit is
like,
the only other one with a visible seams. Oh.
Because I'm also wondering like what would even be like the ploy for having a vandal suit. Like why like what is like as far as we know there's no like lore importance to this guy.
Yeah, he's not a broadside character. He's just purple.
Well, the only other character that looks like him that had a suit made was Stumbler.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if any of like the the real life photos ever had them both at like shot at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm trying to remember them all off the top of my head.
Well, because I definitely don't think the Vandal suit was official, but it's... Again, it's which came first, Stumbler or Vandal? Or,
Mm-hmm.
saying Vandal, his actual name is JD, but...
The
Yeah.
Hello
Jade.
again, everybody.
Hello.
But, you know, it's usually when people talk about JD, they're using that to refer to the character in
Mhm.
Shipwrecked.
Yeah, yeah. It's a just a distinction.
Because also the JD character also very specifically only shows up in the only shows up when you are not diving into the game. He only shows up in Layer 1 on the surface level stuff that was for the original Shipwreck 64 game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think Connor was in contact with Vandal. Yeah, no, exactly. I pretty much either...
Flesh heap making a fursuit, or it existed, or...
Because because it's also, we know the husk made its body, and its body looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Vandal suit is not something it could have made on its own, because yeah, they are explicitly heaps
Well,
of flesh.
yeah. I guess if you take it from the perspective of like Vandal and Connor being in contact, and if Connor stole the Stumbler suit,
Which he
it's like,
probably
oh,
did.
he could have repurposed it. Like, hey, I noticed you don't have you don't have a
flesh,
body. What if I
so,
can? You, like maybe like in exchange for whatever information you give me, I can give you this.
Okay,
Because
hang
they
on.
are the same. Like I know this is like a very rudimentary observation, but they are the same shade of blue.
Okay, I did get a better view of the body from the actual cutscene in the files without the YouTube compression.
Yeah. I got why did I have to do why did I call while watching the scoopiest episodes of this?
Wait a second, is that?
And then here is before the artificial zoom in.
That looks kind of too big to be just a human body.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so we know more than likely it was Connor who stole the suit. Yeah, because that's the thing that's been getting me is... Yep.
That looks like somebody in a suit.
Yep, this is his house, explicitly.
JD was at Connor's house. I love that. Love that for him.
Because Connor was making all this shit at his house. Yeah, here, let me also show just how tall, let me get this is like the best I can get of the pan. They don't ever show like the full view. But this is also the view that makes me go, like, what? No, that would not have killed him.
Yeah, no, that's such a short
Look
drop.
how, look how close that is to the roof of the building.
And if you're gonna jump off the roof of your house, you wouldn't drop into the balcony. You would drop at a point where you know for sure you're gonna hit the ground.
And the main thing people go off of for, yep, he definitely killed himself is because, well, it says so, well, in the game, it ends with Bucky jumping off the building.
Chucky,
But Bucky
but he
wasn't.
Bucky,
jumps off
Bucky.
a he jumps off a
Bucky wasn't
balcony.
Connor's avatar. Connor
Uh-huh.
used Wolf.
Uh-huh. Connor used... Well, the other character Connor used was Husk.
Mm-hmm.
That too.
It's... Because Husk doesn't actually speak, all of the Husk voice lines are Connor.
Something that's also interesting is like, well, like he, maybe this is just me being like, why you leave your balcony door open? I know
Mm-hmm.
you're dead, but like think of the flies that are just
Uh-huh.
flying into
He's
there.
also... If you look, he's holding something.
Wait,
Mhm.
what?
Oh, we're analyzing blurry
No,
photos.
yeah, no, it's the thing of like I just saw what the tech announcement at Eva was.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I'm also trying to figure out what is he holding.
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Or
Hmm?
Huh?
Oh no, not Tekken. I don't know what Tekken. I don't know Tekken.
yeah, no,
I'm not
I'm
looking at
saying, do you
Tekken
want me to
images.
say?
I don't really care right now.
Yeah, sorry, we're kind of
Okay.
focusing on Shipwreck.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was only gonna say it like offhand, but
Again, the fact that it's also this is his family home. He had his kid was living with his kid who was like a teenager slash like adult was living with him
Also,
slash
gotta
like almost
say,
adult. Like
kind of kind of unrelated, but goddamn, pretty nice home actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
look, it's the fucking 90s, man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this used to be possible.
This used to be possible.
Like
Because
Jesus
also
Christ.
because it's again the fact that's getting me specifically is that the way he is slumped forward.
Wait, is he slumped forward? I thought
Yeah,
his
he slumped
back was.
forward. Nope.
Okay. I was trying to
Yeah, no.
figure out
Look.
whether he was
It's
slumped
really
forward
hard
or his
to
like.
understand the body because it's so blurry.
Yes, but if you look, the top part is his head. You can kind of see the arch of his back and his head. But yeah, his head. He is also very clearly in a suit. Like
Yeah.
he's in the suit with his crouched over with his head, and you can kind of see the look of he is slumped forward, which is obviously part of this is because these all of the pictures are rendered models.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's the costume without the head, when the part that would have been modified is the head and the hands.
Mm-hmm. The thing I'm trying to like make out what it is like.
So the thing that gets me is because you pointed out, yeah, the door is open.
Mm-hmm.
The door is open, and the footage is from outside. Like someone just got home.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are walking onto the property and seeing this.
So the I think
So the door is open to
wait.
inside while he's on the balcony facing away, and he is slumped forward as if he fell forward.
Wait. Mother, there's two balconies.
Yeah, there is specifically the house I think is probably 2 or 3 floors.
Jesus Christ, this thing is big.
Yeah.
3 floors at most, but yeah, no, it's like a nice house. But he also, from what we understand, again, I don't think it's like big from the back. This is
Wait, are these? Is it a house or is it an apartment complex?
you can might be an apartment complex also.
I think it
Might be an
is
apartment
because like
complex.
Yeah. But still, if he was killed from some. If this like truly was, yeah, fucking how he died and they didn't like put like he would have been killed from someone inside the room.
Yeah, especially because think about it. If this is an apartment complex, let's say he has like downstairs like neighbors. If he fell from the roof or like threw himself from the roof, would they not have like heard the
Yeah.
fucking thump?
Yeah. And there's plenty space for him to jump. Because, like, if you look, he can go off the sides. Those sides don't have balconies.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, he has fucking furniture out there. He could have gotten a ladder or something to climb onto the top of the building if that was truly his goal.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just either got lucky or saw that was what the... Because here's the thing also, I think the game... Because this footage isn't in the original game, this ending bit, the game ends with the thank you mark and cuts. Everything else is added to the remaster.
Mm-hmm.
Squeaks, you made a good game.
Squeaks.
Squeaks.
So, I mean, there's no way Broadside didn't get a copy, and that's how they knew to search his hat, and that's why they knew to go for him. Because they were also very clearly very able to bury the story.
Yeah.
Because it released when they still had those resources at hand. So they could, 1, very easily get their own copy, and 2, bury it.
Yeah, bury it as
But,
deep
you know...
as it could go.
Uh-huh. I think genuinely one of my favorite things is that as much of a fucking dumbass Connor was about this stuff, he was at least very good about covering his tracks to make it seem like he was the only one involved. Because even though there's so much stuff to point to the fact that Liz knew during the development of the game, he made sure to be the only one that could take the fall. Which, like, because it's like, I didn't think he's as much of a shithead as he is. Everything is pointing to he at least was a good boss.
Well, they were friends.
Yeah.
He's gonna do a lot of shit, but he's not gonna throw his friends under the bus, and, you know, that's the bare minimum you can ask for.
I might be a bright bastard, but no one can ever call me a snitch.
Sorry, I'm also looking back through the Cogware statement, and I'm looking at this and I'm reading this, and I'm like, huh, this is actually there are some specific things I'm saying. This is actually a really interesting way to word that. In terms of, like, there's one line in particular that is sticking with me. The fact that it even brings up the idea of, oh yeah, talking to anyone who's close to Connor. Because the thing that gets me about the way this, like, statement is worded is because it's acting like Hogware is this big known company.
This was their, like, second game, and the first one didn't even get released.
Uh-huh. Because the game they made after this was just, okay, taking back their old Blunder cover stuff and just trying and releasing that. Which actually... Sorry, I'm really quick going back to look at some very important stuff of, hey, does this page ever show a date?
Huh?
Like, I'm trying to see if this page ever if they show the copyright date on the page.
Hmm.
They don't. They don't. They don't. They specifically obscure parts of the. Because that's the thing that's always gotten me. They specifically obscure parts of the page, including the copyright date.
Oh.
Hmm. Oh, cool.
I'm gonna take
I
a
was
quick
reading.
BRB for a bathroom break. That was a good time to do that if you require it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause do you remember? Do you remember specifically like what exactly Connor says on that one tape where he blows up because he just heard that like I think everyone was basically getting like laid off or something like that.
Yeah. His worry was specifically, oh God, I'm not going to be able to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to be able to pay them and they'll leave.
Mm-hmm.
He was not, like, he was very specifically concerned about his crew and them leaving the company. Like, which is a thing we know they didn't do explicitly
Mm-hmm.
and weren't planning on doing. Liz leaves phone calls to him, making it clear she is going to stand with him. It is specifically worded as their second to last game. Oh!
Mm-hmm.
Harry left the company. And then all of the stuff at the end, we know Harry leaves as playtester. Patrick talks about him being a good boss, specifically to him. Patrick is listed as an ex-Cogware developer.
Ah.
Harry leaves Cogware because of the cuts. And Patrick joins the company as their play. Hey, so you remember one of the things Frankie and Bug said or I think it's Frankie who said this, when he was talking about PT Cogware, the YouTube channel PT Cogware, about pointing out that it could also stand for playtester?
Yeah.
So it might have.
That's not the
it
only
might have
time.
been.
So that's not the only time Squeaks does that.
Nice.
Squeaks does the double meaning because Chief Wolf's YouTube channel is specifically CW_09. And explicitly has been said that, oh yeah, this can stand for either Cogware or Chief Wolf. Or even the C can also stand for Connor Wolf.
Oh jeez.
That's a triple meaning right there.
Triple punch.
Because Wolf specifically also talks about, yeah, it's kind of unclear whether he's Chief Wolf or he's Connor. Like, to him, it's unclear.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
He's
who
kind
he
of both.
is.
Yeah, because Connor put enough of himself in Chief Wolf that the game which is what I love, is because, again, they basically made digital starlings. They made AIs that copy and mimic real people. While also being the character that they were programmed and written to be.
Man, I can't believe Connor got his persona to be real.
Because in terms of the team, the character that represents Harry is JD. Like... Oh, Connor, you bitch!
Hmm?
So... So the characters that... So JD and, Stumbler kinda do double duty at representing both... Like, JD and, Stumbler both do double duty as representing multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
Stumbler represents both, Mark and Harley, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's both of them.
Yeah.
Vandal also represents JD also represents two people. He represents both Mark and Harry. Or even if he doesn't, even if, like,
Why
well,
Harry
actually, the main reason I've been
specifically?
assuming Harry, well, the main reason I'm assuming Mark is because the whole Mr. Bunny Bag shit. But
Yeah, I
it
can
might
understand.
just be Harry. The reason that kind of clicked is, so who left when the budget got cut?
Oh, Harry.
Uh-huh. who
I mean,
who is the character that ends up just then being put to the side? That is like, oh yeah, I'm the one who they could help, but you know, they don't need me. Like, I know not, but I'm saying, Connor was being very petty when he was making the changes.
Connor's just kind of
Because
an incredibly petty individual.
Because I'm also thinking about, yeah, when we were thinking about the Vandal suit, the main reason we're like, oh yeah, this doesn't line up, is because he's not wearing any clothes.
free balling.
He naked.
Like Stumbler, he is just, he's, it's just, yeah, this is just a mascot costume, not really a character that wears clothes. So what if the Mr. Bunnybag shit was stuff that was edited onto JD? Because nothing about JD's personality really has that costume choice make sense, other than just, yeah, he's the one who has the ship that he can use to actually rescue everyone.
Mm-hmm.
His section is the hardest.
Yeah, because I was about to say, like...
His the section is the section with the most frustrating platforming.
Yeah,
That feels unfinished.
Like, he's a character that has, like, a boat where that can presumably save everyone on the island, but, like, he makes it an obstacle to get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he's like, oh, and out of the goodness of my heart, I will give you this boat to save everyone. It's like, no, do my funny platforms, and then
You have to do a gameplay section that is frustratingly hard in a way that feels like it, say, wasn't playtested before being pushed out and balanced.
It's also
Like
a
it's shipped
segment
without
that
playtest.
feels it's a segment that, like, not only is that the first time you actually have to do platforming and do any of those things, it's like they intentionally went and made it impossible to beat so that you would get the bad ending, so that you would, like, go back and try again and try doing things differently to see if you can get a different ending.
Mm-hmm.
And then
like, once you
suddenly
commit to it, you cannot stop it.
And then suddenly you're
Because, like, the specifically, the 2023 version is specifically described as being, like, the original intention of the game. That is the section that feels unfinished comparative to the other mini-games.
Mm-hmm.
It's the section with JD. man. Connor is such a fucking asshole.
He really is. Like, he's a very fun character, and I love him, but he is an asshole, and I would hate to be his friend in real life.
Well, it's also hard, unfortunately, it's also kind of hard to tell how much of this is him just being like this, and how much of this was the fucking stress getting to him.
That's fair. Making video games.
Yeah, because like it is worth noting that the Connor we're seeing is presumably a Connor that is like at one of like the worst stages of his life.
Because I think another thing, again, part of the thing I think is important to point, not that this ever, like, makes that shit okay, but I think, like, the fact that, yeah, he was using Harley as a way to get to Mark, but, like, him putting something in the game that is meant to be a jab at Mark, something very important to remember is that because of Broadside's, like, publicity shit, like, because of their scandals that they were covering up, you know, because of Broadside, they had to stop developing the game entirely for 6 months.
Which, if
And
you're
then
already
they
on a
got
time
screamed at
crunch,
for not having a
is-
finished video game.
Yeah. Which is the thing that gets me so much when Mark says shit, which like, oh yeah, of fucking course Connor is right away upset at Mark when he specifically brings up the idea that, oh yeah, you've been working on this for so long, and you've shown me nothing till now. It's like, because, again, keep in mind, not working on the game for 6 months also means employees aren't working for your studio isn't working for 6 months. Your studio isn't getting funded for 6 months. And remember how this was the first game they were gonna actually release? Remember how they didn't have a released game before this? The reason they were so quick to take that Broadside money was so they could be paid, so that way they could actually, like, Connor could actually pay his friends who are his employees, like, a living wage. Because it's like, yeah, they probably, like, were from working at previous companies, they probably had, like, experience, which is also why they were able to make such a good, compelling demo, and also get access to Unreal Engine.
Yeah. The first release
They
of
more than
Unreal
likely,
Engine.
like, had an insight. Like, they more than likely knew a guy.
The power of knowing a guy, really.
They knew a guy and they had a big company on their side. So, because also the way it's described is very specifically similar to, I mean, in general, Cogware is, a lot of shit of Cogware points to them being very specifically built off, inspired by Valve.
Yeah. They are a little bit Valve-coded.
Uh-huh. And another very important thing about, their first game, Half-Life, is it wasn't built off of their own engine. It was built off of a modified version of the Quake engine, because they knew people at id Software, and could ask to say, hey, can we use your engine for our game? And because both knew people and also had background working at fucking Microsoft, like, yeah, of course they were able to get access to that.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff at Cogware goes to, and again, they were already at trade shows, I think is another very important thing. They were showing off their game, they were showing off their demos and they were showing off tech demos at trade shows in the 1990s, when they are like...
Pretty exclusive club back then. back in the day.
Trade shows where they were already using Unreal Engine to develop their games.
God. I am now done with the episodes that were had so much ridiculous stuff that I was fighting for my life for a bit.
Yay, welcome
Needed to
back.
tell you, let you all know.
It's
So yeah, it's like they very clearly weren't new to the industry. So they also knew what good pay, which is also why I feel like, yeah, Connor, which, I mean, also, yeah, the fact that, yeah, Connor was living in an apartment building is like, yeah, yeah,
yeah, no.
that's, you are the lead of a small studio that is only able to, because they only had 3 people, but it makes sense they only had 3 people, because they didn't have a released game to make money off of. They were kind of skirting by on reputation alone.
Yeah, and then like other thing that like that Mark says is like I can't remember the exact wording, but it's like you basically is like what you promised us is not what I'm seeing, and I'm like, okay, I think mayhaps you like it's like something like you not over compromise, but like oversold what you were gonna give me or whatever the fuck he was
But
talking
here's the
about.
thing.
But like it was like some of the things they were doing, like the way the AI acted, was actually
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
fucking remarkable.
Yeah.
For
yeah.
someone like Mark, that won't mean anything.
Because the person who's in charge of their video game department, which, first of all, Cogware is the video game department.
Yeah. What does Mark know about video game AI? Like, Wolf could have straight up said to him, "Hey, I'm sentient. I could play music on my piano," and he wouldn't know what that meant.
It's like, oh, cool programming, I guess. Can you do anything else? And it's just like, bro.
I mean, because part of it was Mark was already. Because I think, here's the thing, Connor goes out of it. Connor is being an asshole when he says it. He is unfortunately right. Because Mark was already planning on canceling the game.
He was looking for excuses.
And Connor knew ahead of time, oh shit, he's looking for excuses to cancel the game. So we're gonna go show the coolest fucking technical demo we can. And we know the technical demo they showed to Mark wasn't the video game Shipwrecked 64. It was the tech demo shit that we see videos of. Or even, like, Walter's level specifically. Because also, yeah, Walter's level is the only other level with, like, platforming. And it is the level, so we see the very clear polish they know how to do when it comes to playtesting. Because they also, we see we know what an unpolished version of that level plays like. And it plays like the volcano section. And a lot of the, like, in, like, the museum and stuff, the museum and waterways were very clearly meant to originally be, like, majority of the stuff in Layer 2 is also specifically seems like cut content.
Yeah, like
That they, like, rooms they had built, but weren't able to implement because they didn't have gameplay for them. Because there's locked doors behind all of them, kind of implying they would have led straight to their Layer 2 rooms for completing their areas.
Oh, there's bars in there.
The more I think about Shipwrecked, and the more I think about, like, just the shitty hand that Connor got dealt with this. Like, no wonder he's such a dick.
again, remember,
Yeah,
he's also got a kid to feed.
yeah. It's one of those situations where I feel like some people may want to try to see like, oh, which one of these guys is in the wrong, which one's in the right, and the answer is neither of them.
Yeah, they're both
Mm-hmm.
living in very shitty
They
situations. Sorry,
because it was a shit situation from the top to the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
where there really isn't an innocent party in any of this.
And again,
Everyone
they
has a
also very
hand.
clearly didn't have the budget to hire more staff members because they very clearly weren't being given that. Which is, again, the thing that drives me crazy is Mark talks about, like, oh, I've been paying them so much money. It's like, have you? Or has all of that budget gone to computers? To hardware? Because that is the thing he specifically points to. He's not pointing to giving them more pay. He isn't paying, when he talks about, oh, I'm paying as much, for this game development studio as I am for Harley's medical bill, he's not talking about what he's paying them as a salary. He's talking about the fancy computers he's buying for them.
Mm-hmm.
The
Which
silicon graphics computers that they don't need
mm-hmm.
because they're not doing pre-rendered shit. Because they don't need to do pre-rendered shit.
Yeah, no, but like if you have the latest technology, all you have to do is just press a button and like that'll do it, right?
Yeah,
That'll get you the results you want. It's like,
you know,
bro,
it's the
no.
latest technology on the latest console, on the N64. Which, like, yeah, the Nintendo 64 was the most powerful console. It's also, yeah, you could tell they weren't using pre-rendered shit for anything, because they're making a game for the Nintendo 64, which has a very small storage space.
Yeah, you don't make pre-rendered shit on the N64.
The most you make is a pre-rendered background.
Mm-hmm.
And that is specifically if models are too much of an issue. But the only reason models would be too much of an issue is if you have to fill up your stuff with voice acting. Which is something the game very specifically cuts.
Yeah.
They cut voice acting from the game,
Like
so
Room
they
to
would have
voice.
more room on the cartridge for maps and gameplay stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They are being very technically smart with how this game is designed, and any of the layer 2 stuff goes, they very easily were trying to make sure they could have a bunch of maps in the game. Because keep in mind, their competitor, in terms of like from a technical standpoint, was Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie. Games that don't have lots of maps. Because each map is a different thing you have to store on the cartridge, so you can't have a bunch of levels for each thing. And so, clearly their thing was, well, we're only having, like, these are our very specific gameplay stuff that we're then having instead be, here's the things that are specifically mini-games, and everything else is puzzles that you go through to solve to get to the big ship that you can use to actually save everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the other thing about, like, the JD section, is it just kind of drops you into it. Despite there being other areas that we see that look like they are specifically designed to be connected to the volcano through caves.
Yeah,
Because the museum is in a cave.
Yeah, there's very obviously a lot of lead up that was supposed to be in this game that just got cut because they couldn't.
One of the things that is out of bounds in Stumbler's area is a big mountain area that is specifically colored and textured like the volcano area, and underneath it, an art gallery that is unfinished. I love games with intentional cut content.
Yeah.
Because also, the because I also love it because they're also very specifically saving on cartridge and loading space by having the stuff be separate rooms that you load into, but still being on one map. Like, it doesn't load all of the areas at once, but it's a big enough map with enough rooms that you teleport between, and even that all of the rooms that you teleport to are close to where the rooms actually are in that part of the layer. So that way, everything can keep storage space by everything being on the same map, while still being close enough, while also spread far enough that it doesn't, impact, like, rendering and, frame rate, while still being close enough to be all in the same area. Well, still being close enough to not need a loading screen. And even then, you wouldn't really need a loading screen on the N64 anyway, because you're not reading off of a disc. Which is also why they're able to have such big maps and such more complicated models. Because their issue isn't read time, their issue is storage space. So they can get much more accomplished, which is also why they can get their fucking AI shit to work on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
Because all of that is, from a technical side, and honestly, the game probably also, one, used the RAM pack, the expansion pack, and probably also used the game pack to save data, more than likely.
Like, I know, probably, out of lore, Squeaks wasn't worried too much about making it as realistic to a N64 as possible. But, like, he did a really good job.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was less required. Well, it's the fun thing of it's like, it's less worrying about, well, is this, accurate to what could be done on the N64, and more of, can I capture the look? The thing is, the look of an N64 game is influenced by hardware limitations.
Like, at the very least, like,
Like, I
Squeaks
think about how...
was very good at, like, implying what sort of, like, creative decisions were done because this was an N64 game.
Like, because one of the things with the N64 is that it is, like, them doing the, like, even in Mario 64, people have modded Mario 64 to work on real hardware and still have actual connected limbs and not just the fat roll orbs that are just kind of connected together through animation.
Well, most of the reason Mario has the fat roll orbs is because that was a release title. They didn't know the full extent.
No, exactly. That's the point I'm getting at. Is people have been able to go back and add them. Those were which is why something I think it's interesting, because it's like, yeah, all of the Shipwrecked characters, despite very clearly modeled after Mario 64, they still have actual genuine connected limbs. If you look at the way Bucky animates, it doesn't do the same kind of, like, there's a little bit of a fluid rotate, like, there is a curve to his arms a bit when he does his animations. And even then, especially with the Starlings are in, which, again, I love the Starling designs, because these are entirely possible on N64 hardware. Like, you can make those easily.
Yeah.
There is no doubt in my mind that those ran on real hardware and scared the shit out of some kids. But I think part of it is because, like, I also love the way the game is designed, because it's also not, I think the fact that Shipwrecked the fact that it's a horror game to get to the parts that are actual whistleblower shit, I think is also so interesting. Because people talk, like, it gets framed as, like, specifically Broadside frames it as, when they're doing their cover-up shit, as, oh, rogue developer put this horrible shit in the game, to traumatize children. And it's like,
to hurt children, how dare
I did this to hurt children. And it's like, no, I think the reason all of the scary stuff is so upfront is so the kids wouldn't play it.
Yeah, so that they would get their parents, and then their parents would look and go, oh god.
It's also to spread, again, this is not, this is a game that was released the way it was, how it is, to create a scandal. Which again, is not something you drop and then just die. Because again, a very important detail that they specifically mention over and over, yeah, the actual contents of the game, this shit that Connor worked, like, apparently, yeah, worked his fucking ass off to make this version of the game, to release, to put this shit out there. And this is the version, and this is, nothing is known about this. This is lost to time. And it's like, if he knows what kind of company Broadside is, why would he not try to be a witness? You know?
Yeah, it's just more and more, you think about it harder, there's no way he killed himself.
Like, again, even aside from the kind of asshole he is about this situation, like, for even removing that from your, like, specific reasoning, there's no way, with the plan he constructed, that you wouldn't make sure he was alive to be there for the scandal, because he needs to be there to make that shit public.
And he quite obviously wanted to see Mark hurt. Also very clearly wanted this shit to not be a mystery, and it's like, yeah, his reasoning for doing that wasn't the greatest. But, like, he did genuinely want this stuff out there to be known about. And you wouldn't just let this fade into obscure. You wouldn't, like, again, that's why I was, like, specifically pointing out, he is slumped over with his back, and specifically the back of his head, facing an open door. When he lives in an apartment building that is a public space in the United States of America. Let's not forget. Yeah, in the
it's
United
America,
States.
baby. Because that's the other thing. Again, the other thing I need to be... Because that's the other thing that's like, yeah, he had the computers with him in his home. I don't think he would have deleted that stuff.
Not willingly.
And also, another very poor detail, that stuff was still out there enough for... Because I think it also, another important is, oh yeah, there's no way he didn't have a copy that he kept secret. Because again, I don't think his plan was, yep, and then, like, 30 years later, my friend slash ex-employee, I'm going to die, I'm going to kill myself, and then 30 years later, my friend and son, are going to then release this information to the public, through a re-release of the video game, and not just release that stuff out there publicly. Because because I would think about the fact that the way the Starling video that is the most actual inside from the company documents, all of the stuff that is actually from the company itself, like, is footage that was very specifically kept hidden even in the company, is stuff that was obscured with how it was released. The Starling video is split into 3 different videos that are unlisted on a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how originally that would have worked, like, in the 90s, but, like, it's still stuff that you would have had to, like, go to an exterior place to see. It was probably, like, hosted on their forum or something.
Yeah, well, something that I think is also interesting is that we do also know who was hosting Bullet N, and it was Cogware.
It was Cogware.
Bullet N was hosted on their servers and devices. Which, I mean, we do know information was starting to leak, and that was an issue. So yeah, I think a lot of the stuff was stuff that they genuinely did just try to leak naturally, and then that got taken down. Because if it's on the internet, that shit can just be taken off the internet.
Exactly.
If it is permanently flashed onto a Nintendo... Because again, I think another important detail, this is a game that very clearly had a bunch of copies made, because these would have been production copies. You don't just flash a few carts and put them on store. You don't just flash a few carts yourself and put them on the shelf. Like, this... which is also probably why he was fucking rushing this shit near the end and trying to get this done as fast as possible, is so he could send the build out to the production facilities before they got the news that the game was cancelled.
Before they could really be stopped.
Again, so that way he could get it done before it was cancelled for real. Because that's the thing. This is... a Disney game is gonna have a lot of copies made, and so we can probably assume Shipwrecked 64 was, at its release, especially given how much of a scandal it was not a rare game.
No, not until Broadside probably did, like, the ET cartridges.
That's kind of what I was clicking with. Yeah, how would you get rid of a physical cartridge?
They're in a cave somewhere, probably.
Wow, so many different bots tonight.
Another bot. Jeez. Thank you.
Different ones, different kinds.
Oh, jeez. They're both trying to sell me subscriber, though.
I am so sorry to have to ban someone with the username Illusory Booby.
That's such a fucking good username. Why did the bot take it?
World is a fuck.
Oh.
God, the earlier first bot was I am a dagger. Like...
You're not Dagger, I know her.
The bots are taking the robots are stealing the good Twitch names.
Oh, just like the sex bots on Tumblr.
It's also fun Because we do know Broadside was we do know, Studio Grounds was a California park.
Yay, California.
Specifically. Because, yeah, again, important detail. They weren't storing this stuff on the island. They abandoned ship. They abandoned the island and just brought what they could.
Yeah, they said fuck this island. It's got weird beasts on it.
We'll grow our own meat.
Yeah, we don't need island meat. We can make our own.
Uh-huh. Again, I compared it to growing stem cells earlier. Like,
it's a really good comparison.
I mean, honestly, that probably is how they grow.
Yeah,
Is that they are basically cells that are inactive until they are given some sort of growth. I mean, it's everything points to them being basically a mix of, basically just being a mass of neurons and muscle tissue.
It's halfway between stem cells and cancer.
Well, stem cell is just any sort of cell that you can use to grow, like,
yeah,
any sort of living mammal cells.
Yeah, but like the way
you
they
can
grow
basically
out of control and like
yeah. Because again, because also stem cells can be programmed to be whatever you want them to be, just as long as you give them the right instructions. They can also grow anything. They could also, because here's the thing, we can artificially grow bones, just as long as we're supplying the cells with calcium. Part of the reason I think the specific reason why they worked so well when there was a body inside is because it gave them stuff to work with.
Yeah, it gave them the bones, it gave them the meat.
Uh-huh. They were feeding them. And also, if the body was fresh enough, it also gave them fresh neurons to merge with them. Which, sorry, I was thinking, you know how we've been, like, generally talking about how, well, what happens if if they already had the Starling material on them after dying. So part of the reason why I'm, like, very much sure, at the very least, Brandon is not, at least Brandon as in the Bucky mascot, is not, like, aware. Well, actually, the only reason Brandon would have been aware is if he was already in contact with the Starling material. Because everyone else, well, they were killed by a Starling. That's with a suit that was full of that shit. And then died immediately after touching it, or even was touched by the Starling material soon after dying. Like, okay, the thing with the Bucky mascot, specifically waiting till she was dead. Oh.
I'm not having the same realizations. Please explain.
So, he kills her, and he only stops watching and moves away when she specifically stops moving at all. And you know how we're talking about, like, one of the things with the Starlings is when they do the face, when they put them in the suit, they remove the skin. So what does he do to, specifically, he doesn't kill Gary with the fryer.
He bashes his face in until it
bashes his head in.
Oh.
So they remove the face, when they make the starlings.
Brandon
what does
was
Bucky
making
do?
starlings.
What does Bucky do? Yeah. Which is also why I am specifically like, I do not think it was Brandon, because there's too much of the starling behavior in there. Everyone else, specifically the way they act, is influenced by who they were before they died. Because they died shortly after being in contact with the material shortly after. Because also, what does bacteria like to do?
Make more of itself.
Mm-hmm. And you have a bacteria that grows neurons. Here is a bacteria that grows brain. Here, basically, I love the starling material because it is literally just mammal cells that work like a bacteria. Which the best part about that is that they are the least science fiction part of Shipwrecked.
Yeah. Nature's just kind of like that. Nature's scary.
Uh-huh. We can make this shit in a lab now.
Probably shouldn't, but we could.
I have bad news about the fact that people are growing neurons to play Doom.
Like I said, probably shouldn't, but
because
when
also,
has that
yeah,
ever stopped
the
science?
specific way, because also the way neuron cells work, in particular. I mean, in general, this is the way your brain works, but your brain has more complex storage than just neuron cells. But generally, they are reactive, and are specifically reactive to stimulus. They're putting these fuckers in mascot suits and making them walk around and act like characters. So yeah, when talking about them acting like the characters is, yeah, they were programming them to act like the characters by making them act like the characters.
This game is so scary. I hate everything about this.
But also, again, remember, they learn from behaviors. That's specifically why the rodent knows to burn the face off, is because it's getting it ready for the lab. It's going, okay, you do this. Okay, I do this also. I do this for you, okay?
I'm helping.
Gary's body is also pre-prepared, specifically. It specifically talks about Gary specifically had lashes and cuts on his body.
He was trying to skin him.
All he knew with Olivia was just... Well, actually... Oh, Olivia is also described as specifically being bloody and lots of cuts. The only reason she was drowned was specifically because it couldn't figure out how to kill her first.
Also, maybe
Because
there was,
everyone else...
some sort of aspect of, like, washing them to make sure there's not any contamination.
But it doesn't do that with the others. The only one it specifically... Because that's the thing, everyone else is specifically... The thing that kills them is blunt trauma. They are specifically killed by the Starling. Olivia is specifically killed by being drowned. Almost as if it didn't know how... Because even then... Even what the most it does to her is also it grabs her and it drags her. And then when she doesn't die from that, it drags her to the lake. It fucking pushes her down. Like, it fucking pushes her down. She doesn't die from that. Because of course it's not gonna know how a person dies.
Yeah. It
It
doesn't
just
know
knows.
that it's killing, it just knows that it's making more starlings.
Or even then, even if it knows it's killing something, it doesn't know how to do it yet. It just knows, okay, thing needs to be dead. Which, also talking about the way starling material works, and again, it being a bacteria. So what if it learned how to... If it gets... So if it kept getting better and better at killing things, and that, if at a certain point, if it learned how to be a bacteria better, it wouldn't need... But actually, yeah, because it got better and better at growing itself outside in a human body.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why Blot works so well, because it specifically got better at doing this. It got better and better at recreating a human body, because a human body is what works best for it with what it has, because all it needs to do, because it doesn't need to grow new muscle systems. It just needs to regrow what was there and just make it work again. Which is why, if they're made of if they're working with neurons, then they're also going to specifically connect with the neurons in the brain that it just killed. So there's still going to be enough cells alive before it dies. Because also remember, its hands are a fucking mascot suit hands.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to, skin something while wearing fursuit paws.
Oh, that would not be possible.
Uh-huh. Or even just in general, because the thing it also seems like it goes for with Olivia is specifically before it realizes, oh, I can just, hit them and they die. Is it tries to asphyxiate her, It tries to suffocate her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was working with that body.
No.
It was not able to do it with the way that suit was built. And so it drags her to the water. Because it specifically is trying to make sure she is not breathing before it walks away.
Yeah.
Because also, it has no fucking tact, is also why I'm like, no, I don't think it's Brandon.
No, I call it Brandon, but that's not Brandon no more.
Basically, the way I think about it is, the Dwellers are the person, the Dweller is who I'd call Brandon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The only one that is actually Brandon is the in-game Dweller, and that's because all of the AIs in the video game are alive.
Yeah.
It is... I love that also, because it is specifically the AI in the game is mimicking both the real person that died and the starling and the behavior of the starlings that they had footage of. Which, of course, obviously, you would really only need to program that shit on your fucking fancy computers. That shit wouldn't need to run in the cartridge. Which is why the only things start that's what I think is so fun, is that, yeah, things don't start changing again and start being alive again till the PC release. Because there's also the very specific wording of, oh yeah, this is the game as it was intended.
As it was intended.
Including the AI.
Including our good friends.
Uh-huh.
Hats are hard, and I'm getting frustrated.
Anyway, my theory for Shipwreck 64 is that it is not a fucking emulator. Literally in universe, it wouldn't make sense for it to be an emulated game and not just a port if they were able to very clearly get the original files from developers.
Yeah.
And the most they would have to rebuild is just, like, game logic. Again, all they would have to do is just, okay, build all the game logic with the Lewis version of Unreal Engine, and just port over all the models. It would be very easy to do, especially since they are easily able to make new content for the game. For even the game itself. And integrate it into stuff that existed outside of the game easily. Which, like, to be fair, it is possible to, through an emulator, to affect the outside computer. It's why you don't use certain versions of Project 64.
Yeah. Because that will give you a virus.
Again, very incredibly funny coincidence that after Shipwreck 64 came out, a vulnerability ended up being found out in Project 64 that specifically was an issue of, literally anyone, if they just knew what they were doing, could make a ROM hack that is a virus that affects your computer as soon as you run it. Because of an issue with the way because of an issue with the way the emulator writes the RAM, is that it's basically, instead of writing it in a closed environment, it instead just can use your computer's actual RAM to store stuff specific, or like, it can specifically use your computer to run stuff outside of the environment because of a coding error. But it's like, even when I analyze and talk about, like, oh yeah, it's not an emulator, like, I'm still talking about, like, in the fiction of the thing, I don't think it's an emulator either.
Yeah, no, I think very clearly it's not, this is just a port. Like, they took this code and they put it on your computer, and now, Wolf can watch you play video games. That's how it happened.
Because also, they specifically talk about, yeah, this game wasn't able to get working on emulators, but we were able to make one because we had access to the original developers. So it's like, but if you had access to the original developers and team, who clearly still have original assets and code, why would you need to build an emulator?
So that they can pretend that they have.
Because you have a bunch of devs who are associated with, I mean, like, also it's fun to think about Infection of, like, Squeaks to Corgi, because Infection, Squeaks to Corgi is, like, specifically, well, was trying to make an emulator, but, I mean, I think we could assume in-universe Squeaks to Corgi has still made the games he's made out of universe, which means he is someone who has experience with modern Unreal Engine.
Guy that made fan games gets to work on the port of the actual thing. That's the type of situation we're looking at.
Yeah.
In fiction, at least.
Infection.
How have I been streaming for almost 3 hours? What the fuck?
Yeah, because we've been having fun. And also
That's
because you've been
true.
making something rather than playing a video game.
I do think I need to rest my hands, though, so I will finish doing this another day.
Okay.
Don't forget to do your stretches, kids.
Yeah. Also, will you go through the end of the stream? I'm gonna go ahead and get up real quick
Yeah.
and step away.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, good night. Sorry for being.
It's fine. You were distracted. You were busy. Bye.